Hello, everyone. I'm Jeannie Goldborn, the founder and president of the Natasha Goldborn Foundation. And we are this year very happy to announce to everyone that we represent IASP, International Association of Suicide Prevention. And this is composed of 68 countries. We are all working together to prevent suicide around the world. As WHO says, every 40 seconds, there is a suicide around the world. That is our reality. As you may know, now NGF is known as NGF Mindstrong. We have been an advocate of suicide prevention since 2007. And you may all have heard about the tragedy of my daughter, Natasha. And because of this, I was very much encouraged by 4 people who wanted me to form this foundation. I would like to say thank you to my inspiration and big supporters, Dr. Ricky Soler, Dr. Hani Karandang, Dr. Cornelio Banaag. Without you, we won't be where we are today, 13 years after. And we would also want to say that in my moments of indecision and in my moments of, well, I would say, a little bit of uncertainty, those things crossed my head. How could I run a foundation on mental health? I was very much encouraged by Dr. Christine Gonzalez and Dr. Maria Jocelyn Bilisano, both who opened new doors for me to understand mental health, to understand the brain, to understand depression through many, many other modalities that today, scientifically, 14 years after the doors opened for me, I've realized there truly are very, very exciting, new, scientifically proven, evidence-based modalities that we in the Philippines don't know yet about. And it's because of this that after I went into a student mode, learned as much as I could for the past 9 years, I stand before you. I am here before you with so much passion and excitement to share with you not only music, but also the best speakers that I could have invited. The best speakers that I invited are here for you. This 4 series of Hope Line and Hope Beyond the Blues. Hope Line Philippines 24/7 Suicide Prevention and Emotional Crisis Hotline was founded in 2012. We have calls coming from different walks of life. Our youngest caller was a 7-year-old, but from there, these past 3 years has been extremely surprising and it's cause for concern. We have 10 to 14-year-olds calling us, which we never had when we started in 2012. We have students, managers, vice president of companies calling us. We have those who can barely afford to buy a laptop. So Hopeline has succeeded in preventing suicide. We have testimonials that say thank you to the responders who have been with us for 3 to 9 years. We're very proud of our Hopeline responders. They are the auxiliaries right now during the pandemic. Our calls have increased by 200%. And we wish that we, each of you, could be our partner in saving a life through Hopeline. In observance of September 10, World Suicide Prevention Day, we have prepared a 3-part video which will be composed of music from our concert of last year, November 18, 2019, we bring them back to you. But in between this music and songs of the Beatles, we would like to present to you Hope Beyond the Blues, because there is hope. You are my hope. Please join us. Please be our partner. Our goal is to replace despair, sadness, anxiety with hope, with love, compassion, and kindness. Let us try to understand each other and be non-judgmental. Our society is ready to remove the stigma. You can remove the stigma because depression is not a weakness at all. It is not a failure of parents. It is not a failure of the family. It can be a failure of us in our society unless we remove the stigma and we partner with Hopeline and NGF Mindstrong.
Good evening. As the song goes, help me if you can, I'm feeling down. In these times of crisis, we're challenged by the pandemic, our financial situation, our profession, our relationships, and our everyday challenges. When we do face these challenges, more often than not, we may feel down, we may feel lonely, we may feel lazy, we may not be able to work, we may not enjoy the things that we used to anymore, we might want to cry, and sometimes we'd rather withdraw from friends and family. Feeling this way, others may see us depressed, or for that matter, we ourselves may consider ourselves depressed. Sometimes these feelings are normal. And when are these normal? And when do I need help? Of course, these things happen to everyone every day. No matter how trivial our situation is, everyone could use a little help from friends and family. Everyone needs help. Everyone can help. All you need is to offer a hand to hold on to, a shoulder to lean on, and an ear that will listen with empathy. We need not memorize all the symptoms of depression or any other form of illness to recognize that this particular person or someone dear to us needs professional help. Professional help is needed when you have technically what they call the 4Ds as proposed by Davis in 2009. Among them are deviance, when one's behavior has changed from the usual or from the normal. And you know what that means. It's self-explanatory. Dysfunction, when one's behavior prevents him from performing his usual obligations, chores, and responsibilities. Distress, when one's behavior causes distress to himself and the people around him or her. And finally, danger, when one's behavior can cause harm to himself or other people. When we see any of the 4Ds, we know that someone's mental health is challenged and really they will need a little help, more help from their friends and loved ones. You need professional help. And of course, there's Hopeline. Our obligation to someone we care for is to be there in times of crisis, and secondly, to know when we need the help of mental health professionals. So I hope people will understand how to recognize people in distress. I hope you enjoyed the, the Beatles songs for the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jon Reyes, an endocrinologist. What I do, basically, is the study of how hormones affect our body. Did you know that your hormones, the food that you eat, basically what goes in your system, can be a cause of depression? We might not be aware of it, but depression can be caused by our wrong food choices, a dysregulated metabolism, or even an unstable blood sugar. By understanding this, we can prevent depression from happening and thus preventing suicide. In this video, I'll be giving you an overview of what I do for NGF. That is, giving information on the prevention of suicide, leaky gut, food intolerance, and food sensitivities. How does leaky gut cause immune and brain issues? How do you relate this to depression? Lastly, let me talk about brain inflammation and gut correction. What causes inflammation of the brain? And how is it connected to the gut? How is the brain-blood barrier and brain autoimmunity related? Finally, what are the basic requirements to keep our brain cells healthy? So, until our next video, this is Dr. Jon. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for updates. Thank you for watching.
Hello, my name is Quads. My practice is in psychiatry. In this mental health series on awareness and understanding symptoms, we are here to remind you to stop, look, and listen. Stop as in pause, look and really see, listen and really hear. But this time, instead of telling you how to do those, let me help focus our attention on the things that keep us from taking a pause, really seeing, and really hearing. You know, I find that I don't because it gives me such discomfort. Of course, I want to keep it fast. I will want to try to keep on going. I don't want to be caught sitting down in my anxieties because I don't want to feel my anxieties. Now, that right there is what we call coping mechanisms. Our coping mechanisms try to relieve us or keep us or prevent us from feeling any unease, discomfort, or anxiety, even while we're not aware of it and especially when we're not aware of it. But what used to be effective may not anymore be, especially in these trying times. So we find ourselves in that moment of scrambling, looking for coping mechanisms that will now be as effective. You see, when we talk about coping mechanisms, here are the things that we have to remember. You see, when we talk about coping mechanisms, we remember two things. Our coping mechanisms have to be effective. Our coping mechanisms have to be effective and at the same time healthy. Effective means our coping mechanisms are successful at alleviating any discomfort or anxiety, protecting us from feeling those. But we have to make sure that our coping mechanisms are also healthy. When we talk about healthy, I'm not merely talking about what's morally right or what should be good for the body or our organ systems. No. We are basically concerned about what's sustainable. We are looking for sustained efforts at alleviating anxiety. Now, we all find ourselves trying to explore new ways of coping given our now limited resources and settings. This time would be good to extend compassion, kindness, acceptance, patience to our loved ones, to our family members, to our co-workers, and most especially to ourselves while we are all trying to explore ways of coping. In perhaps trying to look for better ways of coping, this might be a good list to start with because these are the most common healthy coping mechanisms. Now, understand that coping mechanisms vary depending on our unique personality traits, experience, cultural and educational backgrounds. What might be effective and healthy for one person might not be as effective and healthy for another. But again, this would be a good list to start with. I now enjoin all of us to extend compassion, kindness, gentleness, acceptance, and patience to our loved ones, our schoolmates, co-workers, and especially to ourselves as we now try to build better, streamlined coping arsenal for ourselves.
Jon Santos po, mga kaibigan. Theater actor, stand-up comic, and television host. Very happy to be part of this wonderful collaboration of artists and big-hearted supporters like all of you. Happy to be, and honored to be joining you for the very first time. Wait, since I'm honored and it's the first time, it's a first honor. A tremendous honor. Although medyo, I was a little nervous kasi it's something for psychiatrists and psychologists and experts in wellness, in soul work, that you should be listening to. But I was informed that they were going to use another way of reaching out into your hearts and making your evening very fulfilling. And it is through music. Medyo at home po tayo dyan. And especially when they said that the music was the music of the Beatles. Because they, especially on this very important day, they can be, if we listen. So please listen, ha? If you don't want to listen, at least makinig kayo. They really penetrate your heart. Sometimes with just the title of a song, sometimes with a lyric. With something like, I'm so tired. Who knew that being sensitive for those words from a friend may make you instrumental in being them for them in that very, very critical moment when they are just about to give up hope.
And one begins to rise the moment one acknowledges the problem and asks for help.
Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help!
You know I need someone.
Help! When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. And now I changed my mind, I've opened up the doors. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? And now my life is changing in so many ways. My independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. And I just need you like I've never been done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me, help me, help me. Ooh.
The road to recovery can be long and winding, but it's the willing and loving hands you encounter along the way that makes it so much easier.
Take Winnie the Pooh. There is much we can learn from him and his gang of friends. It occurred to Pooh and Piglet that they hadn't heard from Eeyore for several days. So they put on their hats and coats and trotted across the 100-acre wood to Eeyore's house. Inside the house was Eeyore.
Hello, Eeyore.
Hello, Pooh. Hello, Piglet.
Eeyore, we just thought we'd check on you because we hadn't heard from you, and so we just wanted to make sure that you were okay.
Am I okay? Well, I don't know, to be honest. Are any of us really okay? That's what I ask myself. All I can tell you, Pooh and Piglet, is that right now, I really feel rather sad and alone and not much fun to be around at all. Which is why I haven't bothered you, because you wouldn't want to waste your time with someone who's sad and alone and not much fun to be around at all, would you now?
Pooh looked at Piglet, and Piglet looked at Pooh, and they both sat down, one on either side of Eeyore in his stick house. Eeyore looked at them in surprise.
What are you doing?
We're sitting here with you because we are your friends. And friends don't care if someone is feeling sad or alone or not much fun to be with at all.
True friends are there for you anyway, and so here we are.
Oh. Oh.
And the three of them sat there in silence. And while Pooh and Piglet said nothing at all, somehow, almost imperceptibly, Eeyore started to feel a very tiny little bit better. Because Pooh and Piglet were there. No more, no less.
But I do know that we all have wounds of various shapes and sizes and depth. I have those wounds. You probably do too. Some of them were inflicted in childhood. Some of them are fresh blood we're still dealing with. The funny thing about these wounds is when they're inside, you can't see them. You don't really know how deep they go. And so someone can come along and, like let's say you have a wound on your shoulder, people would know not to touch you there because it would hurt. But when they're inside, you come across people and they whack you right where it hurts. It began when I lost my dad. There were so many questions. I didn't know how I lost him. He died in my arms, yes. But the nature of his death is still unresolved. It's something that I was not in a position to file a case about because it would have put me in danger, and it did. I work in an industry where we're constantly, around people, and I was an easy target. I became a target. People were following me, and I was almost kidnapped, and it triggered paranoia. And this is something I never talked about because of my safety. But I was still figuring out what to do with those feelings. I was so angry. I was a different person. And I'm still processing it because it really changed everything about the way I spoke and I moved. For a very controlled type A personality, all of a sudden I was having strange breakdowns in the middle of Glorieta where I couldn't even finish a sentence. And so it reminded me that, hey, there's some fixing that needs to be done.
My story is like yours, still unfolding. But I'm determined to fight every day, just like you. And I'm not very good at speaking, so I think God made me a singer, so I should sing for you. Kanyang umiyak, mahaba man ang araw, ay uuwi ka sa yakap ko. Huwag mo nang damdamin kung wala ako sa iyong tabi. Iwan ko ang puso
are you putting your money? Properties, condominiums, travel, signature clothes, jewelries, bags, education, investments. Hi, this is Lenny Gutierrez Gadiana, life coach and guidance counselor, and I'm here for NGF Mind Strong. Have you thought of investing on something that is real and with premium value? Something that can be transferred from one generation to another. In short, it is something that is for lifetime, wherein you'll be guaranteed of deeper sense of joy, productivity, purpose, peace of mind, healthy relationship, satisfaction, fulfillment, higher sense of worth, hope, positive outlook in life, and balanced lifestyle. Well, I'm talking here about mental health in the workplace, where stress is real, competition is present, professional jealousy, bullying, and even sexual harassment is there. And all of the sort of concerns that make your world a very interesting battlefield. On September 10, we will be celebrating the World Suicide Prevention Day. And in line with that, the NGF Mind Strong is coming up with videos to discuss in details mental health in the workplace. And these are the things that we'll be talking about. Something that would prevent us from getting into or crossing over from stress, distress, burnt out, depression, and suicidality. How can we help ourselves? How can we help others? What can the management do to keep all of us mentally healthy in the world where challenges are real, especially now that we are in the new normal? We need to be fit, we need to be healthy, productive, and to preserve balance in life.
Good day, everyone. I am Ruel Maranan from the Ayala Foundation. We do believe that each one has the right, the responsibility, and the choice to live. The right because we are blessed with the gift of life. The choice that with the gift, we are able in each day find meaning and value to each other and to the rest of the society. Responsibility because we have to care, obviously, not only for ourselves, but for others. All of us to undergo a lot of challenges. Each one of us will definitely have its own share of trials. Sinasabi nga, lahat ng tao ay may pinagdadaanan. Ang lagi ko namang paalala, daanan nyo lang. Huwag kayong magpakalubog sa inyong kinalalagyan. Everything will come to pass. Lahat ng suliranin may katapat na solusyon. Ang pagkawala ng mga mahal sa buhay ay tunay na parte ng ating pamumuhay. We will lose our loved ones. But we have to remember, what is unacceptable is if we can do something within our authority and power to prevent any situation, particularly of somebody taking his or her own life. Suicide has always been a taboo as a topic, but it is indeed a reality in our society. My friends, take time. You have the power to prevent suicide. Your simple smile, your simple hello, just being open to anyone will mean a life that you can save. even in the corporate situation, we are caught in the frenzy of meeting targets, attending meetings, especially nowadays under the new abnormal, that we are so interconnected. Let me use that interconnection to connect not only in the minds, but in the heart of each and every person. Show that you care. Show that you love while there is time. And make that time count. And it is now. It is in your power. It is in your choice. It is in your action that you will be able to share the compassion in action. So again, live the life that has been given to you. Share it, love it, and let others flourish with it. After all, make every minute count. For every minute that you share can mean a lifetime for others.
Open hands and open hearts. Yes. I have a question for you, Michael.
Yeah?
Our director, by the way. Michael.
Yeah?
What would you think if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?
I would never walk out on you.
Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends.
What will you do if our love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad because you're on your own? No, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. Gonna try with a little help from my friends. You need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love.
Would you believe in a love at first sight?
Yes, I'm certain that it happens all the time.
What do you see when you turn out the light?
I can't tell you, but I know it's mine.
Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends.
Do you need anybody? I just need someone to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Gonna try with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Yes, I get by with a little help from my friends. With a little help from my friends.
Thank you for watching. Be with us. Be our partner. I need you, and the Philippines needs you. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for more updates. We like your comments and share with us your concerns. We are here to answer your questions. See you next time. Thank you.